Woo! Hi, I'm Bob, SkiEssentials.com. I'm on the 2020 Nordica Enforcer 88. This is a new ski from Nordica, and the thing rips pretty hard. It's the narrowest in the Enforcer line, 93, 100, and then there's a few more coming up this year. This is your 88 underfoot all mountain ski. We got a couple inches of fresh here today. Works awesome on that, and same construction basically as the wider Enforcers, just in a narrower package. The tail's pretty substantial. It's a little stiffer than what we've had before, and that definitely helps with the harder snow. But it's pretty soft today, and I'm loving them. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. But yeah, we're gonna keep skiing.
Hi skiers, I'm Jeff from SkiEssentials.com.
And I'm Bob, how are you?
We're here today to do our first 2020 ski review, which feels crazy,
Yep.
but it was about this time last year that we did our first 2019 review, and it feels fitting that we're looking at a Nordica again today, because last year we looked at the Enforcer 110 about this time of year. So this is a brand new ski. This is pretty exciting stuff. This is the Enforcer 88. So the narrowest Enforcer that we've ever seen, and I think it's definitely a valuable addition to the Enforcer line. Before we really dive into it, I kind of want to let you know that this is kind of our Nordica month, the month of January. So they're sponsoring our SkiHappy Photo Contest this month, and they're actually giving away a pair of these Enforcer 88s or a Santa Ana 88, another new ski. You can't even buy these yet, so that's pretty awesome. There'll be a link to the contest in the description of this video on YouTube and in the article that goes along with this. So definitely check that out. It's really easy to enter. The entry period goes all month, and then we choose a winner early February. So back to these new skis. A couple new skis from Nordica for 2020. We're going to have a lot more information about some of the others. But essentially there's an Enforcer 88, there's a Santa Ana 88, there's also an Enforcer 104 that we've been skiing quite a bit, and some new carving skis too, some new Spitfire carving skis. So some exciting stuff going on right now. This Enforcer 88, give one to you, Bob. It's a pretty cool ski, and we've actually known about this for really about a month total now. Back in early December, we met Nordica up at Stowe. It happened to be their national sales meeting, so we were able to kind of meet their product manager, stuff like that, and really get an opportunity to talk to them directly about the direction of their products. Then we met up with them about a week later, did some testing and some shooting, shot some photos and some video that you're going to see in this review. And then they left us these skis, so we've had them for about a month now, and they're pretty darn cool. Before we dive into performance, Bob and I both skied them quite a bit now. There are some changes to construction. So the first is a new tip. They call it True Tip technology. So essentially the easiest way to think about it is they removed plastic ABS, which is pretty heavy, from the tip. And then they extended the wood core further into the tip. So basically the idea there is to take a little bit of weight out, lighten the swing weight of the ski while retaining that kind of powerful, stable feel that we've come to expect from Enforcers. The next thing that they did is a carbon reinforced chassis, which kind of has to do with the fiberglass mock-up in the ski. There's actually full-length carbon stringers now, or carbon strips that run with the fiberglass, and that's actually 35% lighter than a traditional fiberglass mock-up, which is pretty darn cool. And again, it's kind of accomplishing the same thing. It's lightening up the ski a little bit, not drastically lighter than what we've seen before in the Enforcers, but a little bit lighter. And then that carbon really makes them pretty darn responsive, a little snappier and a little bit more energetic.
Yeah.
So Bob, let's start. You've spent quite a bit of time on the Enforcer 100 and the Enforcer 93.
Yep.
So just right off the bat, what do you feel is different about this 88?
Well, the 88 is nice, and we've been kind of hoping something like this would come along. When they went from the 100 to the 93, we said, oh yeah, that's awesome. And then the next step down to the 88. So they're continuing that trend, and obviously it's been a very popular and successful line. This gave me everything I expected. Playful in the tip, just like these other two.
Yeah.
And then basically from, in front of the boot, through underfoot and into the tail, the ski is just an absolute blast. It's stiff and it's lively, and you can really generate a lot of power coming out of the turn. The carbon, you can definitely tell, you definitely notice a difference, especially when compared to the 93, which doesn't have it. You definitely get that lively rebound out of the turn with the 88. So for us here on the East, this is just a great shape and construction for pretty much everyday skiing. Foot of snow today. There's better options. This one or the wider one. But for most of what we do, this is right in the wheelhouse of what you need.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing that I kept coming back to during our testing is just how responsive it is.
Yeah.
When you're linking turns, it is noticeably quicker edge to edge than the 93. And it's a different feel, in my opinion. The 90, fairly similar overall. Yeah. You can definitely tell it's still an Enforcer. But, something that we always say about the 100 and the 93 and even the 110 and up, they're exceptionally smooth.
Yeah.
No surprises when you're skiing them. They're powerful, but they're very smooth. I think this is too, but it takes that responsiveness and the energy out of a turn to the next level.
Yeah.
I feel like you can stand on it a little bit more on a groomer.
Yeah.
You can really give it some power. But for me, kind of the highlight was that quickness edge to edge, and just how responsive it is, how fun it is.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those skis where the more you give it, the more skier input you give it, the more it responds.
Yeah.
I never felt like I was pushing it past its limits. I was kind of just finding a new level of its performance or its capabilities. So pretty darn cool. We had some really good skiers testing it, guys with racing backgrounds, and just watching people get a really high edge angle on it and really lay over a turn was something that you can do that on the 93 and 100, but I think it's way more appropriate on a ski like this.
Yeah.
What do you think about moguls, that kind of stuff? I think it's
awesome.
Yeah, it's still pretty darn capable in moguls. Yep. You had said something where you felt like you could drive the tips a little bit more than you can with some other similar skis in this category.
Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with that change tip. I don't know how much that comes out, but you can see a difference in the tip where the construction goes. So this one, the 88, is going to be able to drive a little bit better into the front side of the mogul. So if you're a fan of hitting those bumps hard, this is going to do a good job. And then the narrower waist obviously is going to give you better edge-to-edge quickness. And then, we get a lot of tight trees around here too. So, and they're not always fresh snow. So when you have to make those quick turns in the trees, this is going to be a really good choice.
Yeah. I think that was a really interesting thing that you mentioned about skiing moguls and their ability to ski a true zipper line, where you're really driving the tips kind of down the backside of the mogul. So if you've been on some other skis kind of in the 88 to 90 millimeter category, and a lot of them are really good at that kind of pivoting, smearing mogul skiing, but being able to really drive it down the hill is pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's, like I was saying earlier, I think it's a really valuable addition to this line. You might be wondering if they're getting rid of a ski, and they are. I don't know if Nordica wants me to tell you or not, but I'm going to anyways. The Navigator 90 is kind of going away, which I think makes sense. Basically we're going to have a Navigator 85 still, and then an Enforcer 93. And I think this is a better in-between ski. A little bit more versatile. What I like about that Navigator 90 is it's super precise.
Yeah.
Really finishes a carving turn really well. And I think you can get the same performance out of this if you want that performance. It's just a touch more versatile. You get that classic Enforcer versatility.
Yeah, you definitely know you're on an Enforcer when you're on this.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Quick touch on length. There's a different length breakdown on these skis. There actually is on the 104 too. We're going to do a 104 review in the coming weeks here. But this is the longest length, which is 186. So in those two skis next to Bob, the 93 and 100, those are both 185s. So really pretty similar. But one of the most common questions we get is regarding Enforcer sizing. A lot of people feel like they're in between the 177 and the 185. The next length down on this is a 179, and then I think it goes to 172. So a little bit different options in there, which I kind of think is cool. There is a longer, the 104 has similar sizing breakdown, but there's a longer one, at 190 something. But yeah, that's the Enforcer 88. Anything you want to add, Bob?
No, just that it, like I said, for that Eastern skier that's looking for that, ski that does it all, plus some of the soft snow days, kind of up to what we had today. This is a real strong competitor for that. Very precise, very quick.
Yep. You had if we could go back in time a month or two and put this in our comparison article, I think that would have been really interesting.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it here in the office quite a bit, and it kind of falls like in between a ski like the Brahma and the Pinnacle 88.
Yeah.
Not quite as demanding as a ski like the Brahma, perhaps not quite as precise on firm snow, but it rips.
Yeah.
And then you still get some of that maneuverability, that kind of side of it from a ski like the Pinnacle 88. So pretty exciting stuff here. If you want a pair, definitely enter our SkiHappy Photo Contest.
That's amazing.
Seriously, it's a great opportunity. We also award some accessories and soft good prizes to 10 runner-up photos. So definitely enter the January SkiHappy Contest. Keep an eye out for more Nordica content this month. Like I said, we're going to have an Enforcer 104 review. We'll probably also do a Santa Ana 88 review because we've had some skiers on that as well. And definitely let us know if you have any questions. If you want to compare the 88 to the 93 or the 100, basically the same wood core, same two sheets of metal, but then there are some kind of updates to construction. So if you want more detail on that, let us know in a comment, whether it's on the video or the article itself, and we will do our best to answer you. And it's still snowing here.
Yeah.
So we'll see you on the slopes. We're back in full winter mode here in Stowe.
Yep, that's a good one.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.